In my past 2 years of studying my master's and researching about the beautiful craft of sign painting, I met with people who are all doing something they love. And there's this big admiration, gratitude, sincerity, and happiness radiating around them, like a magic aura. It was so calming to see that. It showed me a completely different world of what you can do for a living, and made me realize that you don't have to have your life lined up based on other people's expectations and society standards. That your job should be like this or that you should behave or dress in a certain way. All of these stupid beliefs that are just garbage. And I started to ask questions like, do I have something that I love doing so much like they love sign painting? Is it sign painting or is it maybe something else? And suddenly I was waking up and becoming more aware and starting questioning my whole existence and what I was doing. All my old beliefs started to slowly come crashing down, one by one. And all of a sudden, I was in this state of, I don't know what I should believe in anymore. And I felt completely lost. Okay, maybe it was also the fact that I was in the middle of finishing my thesis and the stress of finishing this one chapter of my life was right around the corner. But it gave me this idea. What if I just don't know it yet? What if this whole research was supposed to just open up my eyes and push me to look for it and find my own thing and create my own path? I'm young. I experienced some stuff. Worked as a graphic designer for a corporate company, startups, small businesses, clients, had relationships, bad ones, good ones, had amazing memories and bad ones too, traveled around and saw how other people live. But I just didn't feel fulfilled somehow. I don't want to live my life thinking there must be something more to this. This just can't be it. I'd like to find something that makes me want to get up every morning because of how excited I am to just start working on it. Do something I enjoyed the process of and do it for the sake of doing it but not for the outcome. Something that brings value to others too and make me feel like I'm actually doing something good for the world. Because that's important to me. To have something that fulfills every single creative cell in my body, but also help other people around me. So as a typical creative person with a passion for solving things, I sat down, brainstormed, and came up with a project. I call it The Search. It's a search for something. Myself, my direction, my path, my purpose, my passion, my dream job, fulfillment, happiness. Call it what you want. My main goal for this is to try and do projects and things that I've always wanted to do, but was too afraid to do so or felt like I'm too old, too unskilled, too this or that. All of these limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves and somehow always stand in our way. When the truth is that I was the only one putting them there, and I still sometimes do, as I'm trying to let go of them at the same time. Again, it's a process. I decided to give myself a year. I am well aware that I might not even be able to find it within a year because life changes, things change, and I will most likely change throughout the process too, and have different goals, values, and wishes. But that's okay. However, I believe that it's good to give myself this time frame. So I have some kind of a push and not the attitude of, I have a whole life to figure this out, so I can just waste a bit of time here and there, right? I've decided to document this whole thing with all the field notes, thoughts, reflections, and lessons learned on the way. Mainly because I believe that documentation is a good way how to look back on your life and reflect. And it gives us this reminder that we are not stuck even when we feel like it sometimes. So like this, you can look back and see that you have actually made some progress and grown. I sometimes forget things. Time flies by, and so often I forgot what I was doing last month or even yesterday. So this will hopefully help it a bit. And last but not least, I often make the same mistakes like 3 or 4 times. So maybe if I look back on these documentations, I will only make the same mistake just once or twice maximum. Well, let's hope for that. As much as I love my freedom, I also believe it's good to have some kind of rules you can navigate yourself by. I came up with 9 rules for this project. That actually serve me more as a pep guide than rules, but whatever. I will not wait until I'm ready. I will just start as I am. Imperfect, insecure, anxious, amateur, but determined self. I will not restrict myself creatively. It's about having fun, enjoying the process, and letting myself play. So no boxes, no hard rules, no labels. Do it for the joy of doing it. It's an experiment. Every week, I will find the time to create something just for myself. This is going to be a big challenge, to be honest. However, I don't want to push myself to create and come up with finished piece on some regular basis. Again, it's about regularity and slow but steady attitude. My creation comes from the freedom of not pushing it, so rather I will try to follow my flow, listen to myself, and give it its space and time. If I don't feel it, I will not push it and let it be. However, if I get an idea, I will use the momentum and try to act on it. If things change, it's okay. Don't push against it. Everything has its timing, needs to grow, and if it's not working out, then maybe it's not mine to have, and that's okay. This is to the perfectionist inside of me. I will not expect myself to nail it the first time. Instead, if I fail, yay, that's great. The important thing is that I will learn from it. The almost last and often the hardest one for me. Don't care what others might think or say. So often, I am afraid to be fooling myself just because of what others might think about me. So instead, I will repeat this to myself whenever I will think about others. If you only knew how little time people spend thinking about you, you would stop worrying about it. Well, this is my motto, so that just has to make the cut. It's pretty self-explanatory. So that's that. This is a documentation of the process of finding my truth, my own path, while tearing down all the limiting beliefs and societal expectation I gathered so far. Finding something that fulfills me, a job that I would love to do, an activity that would fill my heart with sparks and happiness. Something that I would love doing despite failing at it at first or experiencing occasional hiccups on the road. Something that I would continue doing further because of the pure enjoyment of the process of getting there. So fingers crossed. Because, I don't know how long I'm going to be on this planet, but I really don't want to look back on my life and be like, oh, so that was it? Why haven't I tried this and that? Why was I so afraid to do it? I don't want to navigate my life by fear anymore. And why am I putting this all out? Well, it's nice to have some kind of accountability buddy, which, ta-da, you just became. But on more of a serious note, I want to show and understand that life is a process. It's not about having it all figured out at the beginning so that only then you can start doing and being. Also, in my hope is that it will inspire you to pursue the things you enjoy, do something you love, and remind you that it's fine if you don't know it yet. It's about letting yourself play, have fun, not be perfect, fail, so you can find it. And we often put ourselves in boxes and become stiff. And that's not really enjoyable, is it? So I hope it will maybe motivate you to search for it too. Because it's important that you keep searching. So feel free to hop on this ride with me. Take care and see you in the next one.